This is Esther from Henan Recycle under Sunny Group. Our company is a leading manufacturer of the e-waste and solid waste recycling machinery with over 20 years of experience. And Sunny Group is well known for its innovative and efficient solutions in the recycling industry, helping business worldwide to recover the valuable raw materials from the end lives of the waste solar panels, lithium batteries, paper plastic composite materials, aluminum plastic materials, and some other all kinds of metal and non-metal separation equipment. Okay, so today we are here to showcase our Tetra Pak recycling equipment. This whole recycling line, as you can see firstly behind me, this is the whole recycling system. Yeah, so it can help us to recycle the beverages cartons like the milk boxes, juice boxes, and some other related raw materials such as the coated paper, craft paper, paper plastic composite woolen bags, and some other cup, paper cup waste. Yeah, so these are the raw materials we can recycle with our machine. So if you are having the similar raw materials like this, please let us know, okay? So before showing the demonstration of the whole line running, firstly, let's get to know what kinds of raw materials we can recycle with our whole line, okay? So let's get a closer look at our raw materials firstly. Yeah, so here, these are the raw materials named the Tetra Pak. Yeah, we are going to be processed in our recycling equipment today. And firstly, let's get to know what is the Tetra Pak, okay? So see in my hand, this is called Tetra Pak. And the Tetra Paks are mainly widely used in the packaging, as you know, the juice, milk, and some other beverages. There are three main components about the Tetra Pak. Firstly, that is the paper, about 75% of paper, so which forms the structure, and about 20% of the plastic inside. Yeah, it can protect the liquid inside, and about 5% of the aluminum foil. This can preserve the freshness and prevent spoilage. Okay, so this is the structure of the Tetra Pak. Yeah, remember three parts. Okay, paper, plastic, and aluminum. Okay, so today we are going to test what we can recycle, what we can get after processing all of these Tetra Paks. Okay, so this is just one kind of raw materials. As I mentioned just now, there are also, as you know, the coated paper, paper cup waste, paper plastic composite materials, and some other, the woolen bags, including the paper plastic. They all can be recycled with our machine. So we can divide the raw materials into two main areas. One is from industrial waste. So if you are a manufacturer of the packaging related products, you must have a lot of scraps during your production, right? So maybe you are considering how to handle with them because you don't know the solutions to recycle your industrial waste. So if you have this kind of waste, please contact us if it includes the paper, plastic, and aluminum, okay? So this kind is from industrial waste. And on the other hand, the raw materials are from the consumed parts in our social market. So for example, from the school, from the restaurant, you will find the milk and the juice cartons like this. But for this kind of raw materials, the inside there must be some liquid lights inside, right? So before processing these consumed parts, we need to add them into our washing machine. Later, I will show you this machine, okay? So if you have the related raw materials like what I mentioned just now, please leave the comments and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, so these are about the raw materials. And now, before testing the machine, so I think you will guess what can we get and what we will get from the output raw materials. So if you have the idea, please leave your comments, okay? So our sales manager will contact you to check your answer is correct or not. Okay, so today, later, we are going to get a closer look at our whole equipment, okay? So you will see how this whole recycling system is working. What is each part? What is each single machine named? And you will know the working principle. Maybe you don't need to worry about your own business right now. You can save your cost. You can save your production cost because you can find the efficient way to recycle your industrial waste. Okay, so today the whole recycling line is based on the processing capacity 1 ton per hour. Okay, 1 ton per hour. If you have a lot of waste, so we can customize the whole configuration according to your exact requirements. Maybe 2 tons per hour, 4 tons per hour. It's okay. Just let us know. Okay, and for the raw materials, what I want to mention about it is because of the size. As you know, on the ground, there are a lot of waste, but some petrol bags are built together. Yes, you can see clearly. Some are pieces by pieces, right? Pieces by pieces, but some are built together and they're very tight. They are very tight. So if you put this kind of raw materials into our machine, I think if go to the paper plastic separator, it's not okay. So we usually recommend you add a shredding machine at the front because we have to control the feeding size of the raw materials. So the requirement of the size that is about 5 multiplied by 15 centimeters. Okay. So if you like the raw materials like this, it's okay. You can put it into our main machine, paper plastic separator directly. But if you have the larger bales like this, yeah, a shredder machine will be needed. Okay. So now I can see some questions from our dear customers. So let me check. Make this whole live in a one short with clear explanation. It's easy to understand. Okay. Okay, no problem. So don't worry about it. I just give you some explanation about the raw materials and the raw materials feeding size before proceeding in our whole machine. So after that, you will see our machine running and also the whole line, how it works. Okay, so just to mention about the size of the raw materials. So please let us know what is your waste materials look like, that we can check, do you need a shredder machine or not at the front side. Okay, so that's all about the raw materials. And now let's get a closer look at how the machine is running. Okay, are you ready, customers? Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, so now let's start the machine production from the feeding part to the output part. Okay, so now at the beginning, the workers will feed the raw materials on the conveyor belt. Okay, then it will go to the shredder machine, to be shredded into small pieces. As you see, the conveyor belt, shredder machines, and also the output, the output feeder, the output conveyor belts. So let's see, our engineer, is ready for starting the machine. As you can see, we have the individual electronic cabinets. So it's easy for you to operate and control each part. And also for this part, the electrical cabinet, it also can be customized according to your local requirements. If your budget is okay, so you can change the famous brand like Siemens and so on. So we can see it clearly. On the board, it will be marked in different names. Which button is for which machine. It's very easy for you to operate the whole line. So please remember, before starting the machine, we have a correct order, and which machine will be started firstly, then the second one, then the third one. So you don't need to worry about it. After purchasing the machine, we will give you the menu and teach you how to operate, how to start the machine. Okay? The engineer is checking the sequence and ready to start the machine. So before sending you the machines, all the connections inside of the electrical cabinets will be connected very well. You don't need to do any work about this part. Just connect the big cable wire with your warehouse electricity power. That is okay. It's very easy for you to operate in future days. Everything inside will be settled before you receive the machines. So as we can see, starting the machine will from the backwards to the upwards. We can see the later machines like the dehydrator is rotating, and also our paper plastic separator. And then the washing machine will be turned on one by one. Okay, so in this process, it needs time to wait. Because we need to wait for every motor of each single equipment can be started very well. When we observe the motors of each equipment run stable, then we can turn on the machine on the next one. Okay. So as you see, this is a whole line. Before waiting for the machine starting to work, I would like to know the layout size of the whole line. As you know, the layout size, this layout can be designed, can be customized according to your warehouse size and your requirement. But for this line, the length is about 33 meters, and for the width is about 14 meters, and the height is about 6 meters. Okay, so that is for this line dimension. But this can be cut. This is for the machine. See, the machine is colored in green and white, and some customers' logo on it. So this can be customized according to your requirement. If you have the color requirement and if you have your own logo, we also can manufacture it as your needs. Yeah. So as we can see, every single machine is almost ready for the whole running. So before waiting the machine running, so let's go back to review what I mentioned just now. Maybe some customers just came into our live demonstration, right? So just now I talked about the raw materials. Today we are going to recycle the Tetra packs. As you see on the ground, there are many Tetra packs. It appears in our daily life very often. They are widely used for packaging the juice boxes, carton boxes, and some other beverages. Okay, so some, as you know, the manufacturer who manufacture Tetra packs, they also have some, the scraps appear. So they can use our machine to realize the recycling and realize the circular economy in your own business ranch. Okay, these are the Tetra packs. So for recycling the Tetra packs, we need to know the components: paper, plastic, and aluminum. Okay, so now we are going to test the machine and show you how it works, so we can see the output. What kind of output? What kind of paper pulp? What kind of aluminum plastic fumes will be fed out? Okay. Yeah, so this is the Tetra Pak. And for the Tetra Pak, there are three main components of it. 75% of the paper pulp, which form the structure, and 20% of plastic, to protect the liquid inside, and 5% of the aluminum foil, this can reserve the freshness, and also to prevent spoilage. So, but some recently the recycling industries faces a lot of challenges because they don't know how to recycle the paper, plastic, composite materials. But we have the advanced equipment can help you to recycle these kind of raw materials. Okay, so before testing the machine, I'm giving you a brief introduction of each component. Yeah, the conveyor belt at the beginning, then the shredder, conveyor belt, shredder, the shredding the raw materials into the small sizes. The size requirement is about 5 centimeters multiplied by 15 centimeters. After controlling the size like this, then it can be fired into the washing machine, to wash the impurities on the surface. As you can see on the surface, there is some dust, and maybe inside some liquid, some milk juice inside, liquid inside. So we need the washing machine to clean them and remove the impurities firstly. So for this washing machine, it plays an important role because after washing the raw materials, we can get high quality paper pulp. Okay? Yeah. So now the machine is running. Let's get closer to look at it. can see the materials are be fed into the double shaft shredder, and the big bale, it's very big bale size, can be shredded into small pieces. This process makes sure the smooth running, the high efficiency separation of the later stages. After shredding the raw materials into small pieces about 5 centimeters multiplied by 15 centimeters, the small pieces will be fed out. According to this conveyor belt, it will go to the next machine to have the further processing. Just now you see there is a big bale of the raw materials of the Tetra Paks, right? But after shredding through the double shaft shredder, you can see, they become the small pieces. So after processing these kinds of small pieces of raw materials, the procedure, the separation will be more completely and with high efficiency. So that's why we add the shredder machine at the front, okay? Yeah. The small pieces will be fed into the washing machine. This is the washing machine to wash and make the raw materials more clean. This is the washing machine. They can remove impurities on the surface of the small pieces, and we can get high quality paper pulp at the later stage. After washing it, these are the raw materials after washed, in the washing machine. On the surface, you cannot see the dust. Maybe the left liquid such as the milk, juice will be removed. Okay, you can check the paper inside. So after washing it, after cleaning, removing the impurities, we can get high quality paper pulp at the later stage. You can check the details. After washing the raw materials will be fed into the paper plastic separator. This is our patented products. And this is the first stage to separate the paper and the plastic fumes. It's very important, okay? Paper plastic separator. We can collect the plastic, aluminum fumes, from this outlet, from the discharging outlet. It's very clean, no paper pulp on the surface. aluminum foil will be collected here. At the same time, the paper pulp will be pumped up to the slag pulp separator. You can see the higher position. Now the higher position, that is our slag pulp separator. At this stage, impurities such as debris, plastic filaments, paper fragments will be removed again. Yeah, that's the second stage to do the separation. Okay, after removing the impurities, the paper pulp will go to our dehydrator and the paper pulp filter press. At the end, you will get the output paper pulp. This is paper pulp. You can sell them directly in the paper to the paper mills and some other paper related to packaging manufacturer. Yeah. So, the moisture content of the paper pulp is controlled between 65% to 75%. Yeah. So you can see the machine running. Later, we can check some detailed parts of each single machine. So from this output, we can check the output material. One is called the paper pulp, and this paper pulp for the moisture content is controlled between 65% to 75%. Okay, so it is suitable for the recycling in the downstream, in the downstream manufacture for the paper-related products. And the paper mills like this kind of raw materials, okay? The moisture content is suitable. Okay, so one customer mentioned that you wanted to see the paper plastic separation machine, okay? So let's go ahead and check the paper plastic separator. Okay, just now when customers wanted to check our main product, the main machine, the paper plastic separator. As you can see, this is the paper plastic separator, and at the discharging outlet, you can see a lot of plastic fumes and aluminum foils will be collected here. Actually, because of the limited space in our warehouse with so many equipment here, actually there will be a conveyor belt. There will be a conveyor belt for transporting the plastic fumes and aluminum fumes. Yeah, you can collect them in the tong bags like this. Okay, in the tong bags like this. And for the paper plastic separator, this is our patented product. It uses the water mixing. Let's go. You can check the details. Yeah, it uses the water mixing. Water mixing inside. Water mixing inside. And also the friction separation method. Yeah, with this combination, the paper and the plastic will be separated very well. Because inside there is also a main shaft plate. The plate rotating at a high speed. So the blade will grab the raw materials and grind the paper to the top. Okay, so that is the working principle of this machine. Okay, this is the introduction of the paper plastic separator. Okay, dear customer, so do you get to know about this machine? If you still have any other questions, feel free to let us know. Okay? If you want to see some details about the machine, please let us know. The aluminum foil and the plastic fumes. No paper pop on it. Yeah, the paper pop has been already pumped up to the next machine, the slag pop separator. So maybe some customers will ask, why you use a slag top separator? Because still some small pieces, plastic filaments and the paper fragments occur in the paper pop. Okay, so thank you for your question, dear customer. I noticed your questions, okay? So this is the plastic. You are asking, where is the paper pop? Can you see the big yellow pipe? The big yellow pipe. So the paper pop will be pumped up into the upper one. So where is the paper pop? So as you know, after separating paper and the paper pulp will be pumped up with this yellow pipe. Go to our, you can see the higher position, the slide pulp separator. The paper pulp will come into that machine on the top, okay? So that is the flow way of the paper pulp. The paper is going like this way. We are showing, so the paper pulp will be separated again at the flag pulp separator. Then there will be five go this way to go to our dehydrator, to be collecting it and so on. Okay, thank you, dear customer. I noticed your nice words. Okay, thank you. So it is indeed a perfect line because it is with an easy operation design, and you can separate the paper and the plastic very easily. Okay, thank you for your nice words. So if you are having the shortage of the similar raw materials, please let us know. We will send you the code about the whole line. Maybe in the near future, you can provide these opportunities to start your own recycling business, okay? Okay, thank you, thank you. But as you know, your name is a little bit long. I can't spell it and pronounce it very well. Sorry for this. So you can leave your contact information and let our sales manager know, and we will contact you. Okay, to send you the demo video of today and some other raw materials processing procedure for your reference. We will share with you some videos and pictures for your further understanding. Okay? Yeah. So as you know, these paper pulp sheets, so actually they can be sold to the paper mills directly because of the suitable moisture content. So the paper mills, they like it very much. It can be recycled and they can be used to manufacture the new products. For example, the writing paper and some other, accessory paper, and also some cardboard. So as you know, materials, make sure the feeding is the shredder. As I mentioned, the Sun Group is not only focusing on the paper plastic composite recycling machine, but also for the e-waste, the solid waste related recycling machine manufacturing, right? So double shaft shredder is very common in our business range. Okay, so it can help us to do the first shredding and make the big sizes into small sizes. Okay, thank you for your questions, my friend. So some customers will ask, so is it need a double shaft shredder in the whole line? Do we need to add a double shaft shredder? So maybe you came to our live demonstration room, okay, a little bit late. I mentioned it just now. So for example, if your raw materials, that is in the big bale and they are very tight, the size is very big, you have to use a double shaft shredder to do the first shredding procedure. Otherwise, the materials are very big. They can't be mixed very well with water, and the blade cannot wrap the paper very well. The separation will not efficient enough. Okay, so the bigger sizes of your raw materials. So if your raw material size is control 5 centimeters multiplied by 15 centimeters. That is okay. You just put them into our paper plastic separator. But if the bigger sizes, you need a double shaft shredder. Okay, so our double shaft shredder, it is the durable design. So we choose the high quality blade, shaft, and reducers to make it smooth running. And for the double shaft shredder, it also designed with an overload protection function. So if it is overloaded, as you know, the bill is very big, right? If it is overloaded, and then the machine will automatically reverse to reduce the damage to our transmission parts. Okay, so this is our double shaft shredder, and we also can match it according to your processing capacity. So after shredding the raw materials into small pieces, then we go to our washing machine. So maybe you will ask, do we need a washing machine? So do we need a double shaft shredder? It depends on your raw materials. So do we need a washing machine like here? Yeah, it also depends on your raw materials. If your raw materials are mainly from the consumed parts, from the social market, like the schools, like the restaurants, and some liquids inside. So, and on the surface, you can see a lot of dust, and we have to remove the dust and the liquid inside. So a washing machine will be needed because we have to make sure the quality of the paper pulp at the end. As you know, if you sell the paper pulp to the paper mills, they have the quality control system, okay? So we consider this part for you, okay? So if your budget is okay, just add a washing machine to clean the dust and the left liquid inside of the paper pulp, okay? So this is the washing machine. It uses the high pressure water spraying and the blade stirring inside. So you can see the dust and some other impurities will be removed very efficiently. Okay, so after washing it, the raw materials will be fed into our patented products. This is what I want to emphasize about. Now this is called paper plastic separator. This is our patented product. It is combination of the water mixing and also, the friction separation equipment. Yeah, use this method. And when it works, the water is injected at a flow rate at about 150 cubic meters. So the water flow rate at about 150 cubic meters per hour, and also inside there is a rotating main shaft blade. Yeah, it is rotating at a high speed to wrap the paper and grind the paper into pulp. Yeah, that is the procedure. So that is the first stage, to separate the paper pulp and plastic fumes. Okay, it's very important. Yeah, this is the paper plastic separator. If you have questions on this machine, please leave your comments here. Okay, yeah. So let's check what a customer's questions about it. So thank you for your questions. So before using our equipment to handle your raw materials, it's better to share with us your raw material photos. We can check the status. And for the similar paper, plastic, composite materials, yeah, the time is the same, the similar one. Okay, yeah, just let us know what your exact raw materials are. Okay, so this is the paper plastic separator. So just now we can see, yeah, the plastic fumes are transported from these charging outlets, right? Yeah, we can collect the plastic and aluminum fumes. And on the other hand, from the yellow big pipe, the paper pulp is transported to our next main machine. Let's go to see it. Yeah, the top one, the green one. Yeah, it is the slag top separator. If we say paper plastic separator, that is the first stage to separate the paper and the plastic. And the slag top separator will be the second stage because some impurities on the paper pulp still appear, right? We cannot remove them at the first time, at one time. So we need this machine to remove impurities such as the debris and also the plastic filaments and the paper fragments and some light, heavy impurities and also some hard impurities. We can check the output from here. We can check what kind of impurities will be collected here. Yeah, this is from the slag pop separator. Yeah, we can collect some small pieces. Yeah, film. Yeah, paper fragments. Yeah, debris, and make the paper pulp with high purity. Yeah, and on the other hand, separating the materials efficiently. On the other hand, while we add the slag pulp separator, as you know, the impurities, some are very small, right? So it can prevent clogging the seal plate. It prevents clogging the seal plate. So that means you don't need to stop the machine when start production because it can make sure the machine running smooth, okay? Because it prevents clogging the seal plate, so make sure the smooth running of the whole line without working stops, and it increase your high efficiency and also protect your machine because some heavy, hard impurities will hurt the plate, right? If you remove them, your machines will be very durable and your machine will not be damaged by it, okay? So that is the design. It also plays an important role in the whole line. Okay, so after separating the paper and the plastic from these two machines, the paper pulp, as you see, the paper pulp will be pumped onto our rotary drum dehydrator. As you see here, yeah, this is a rotary drum dehydrator. In this process, yeah, we can see it's very easy to be operated, right? And in future maintenance, it also very easy. Yeah, this is just circular, right? The round screening machine. So when it works, it will lift the paper pulp to the certain height and then allow it to fall with the force of the gravity. So the water will be removed at this stage. Yeah, this is the dehydrator. And the raw materials you can see on the dehydrator, that is made of the nylon mesh. Actually, we can see it. We can see it clearly. There are a lot of small holes, and we can customize the hole size as your requirement and as a whole procedure requirements. Okay, so this is the rotating drum dehydrator. And some water most water will be removed at this stage. But we want to get the paper pulp sheets. We have to go to the final stage. Yeah, use our paper filter pressure machine. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, we can walk around and let our customers to check the machine details. Yeah. This is the paper pulp filter press. Yeah. So this machine, when it starts to work, the motors will give the power to the main shaft like this. Yeah, we can check. The motor gives power to the main shaft like this. Yeah, to move. Then the polyester belts. When it moves, the polyester belts will be moved forward. And the paper pulp will be fed on the polyester conveyor, right? So two conveyors will press the paper pulp, and remove the water on it. And finally, we can get the paper pulp sheets. Okay, so that is the working principle. Yeah, pressure with the rolling press. Yeah, this is the pressing rollers. Yeah, they give the pressure to the polyester conveyors, so the water will be removed at this stage. Then we can collect the beautiful paper pulp sheets. Yeah. Well, we can check the output here. Yeah, the output here. A lot of paper pulps, right? Yeah, you can see they formed as the sheets because they coming from this machine. And from this machine, we can check the paper pulp. Actually, the moisture content is controlled between 65% to 75%, and it is suitable for the reuse. Yeah, for our other paper mills, factories. Okay. So some customers will want to ask us, so after collecting the paper pulp and also the plastic fumes, what should we do, right? So just as I mentioned, if you're collecting enough paper pulp, we can sell them directly to the paper mills and some other paper products manufacturer because they need the suitable paper pulp, okay? They use them to reuse it to manufacture the new products. We can check what's the customer's question. Okay. So, for example, this customer mentioned the purity of the paper pulp, right? So, as you know, this is a physical way to separating and sorting the materials, right? So we cannot guarantee 100% about the purity, right? So give you a reference about the purity. So actually, this whole recycling line is indeed have a high recovery rate for the paper residue. As you mentioned, the gold in my hand, right? For the paper residue, that is less than 0.5%, and material loss is controlled below 1%. So that means we can have the high recovery rate, but we cannot guarantee 100%. So thank you for your question. Yeah, that is related to the recovery rate, okay? Because this is a physical way. We can't guarantee 100%, okay? So that is about the paper pulp. And for the paper pulp, and we have two different kinds, the colored paper pulp and the white paper pulp, and they all can be sold to the market. Okay, okay, welcome. So let me check your questions again. Okay, so as you know, doing recycling business is indeed a good thing, not only for our own business, also for the global environmental protection, right? So if we have a good environmental protection and we can make our own business realize the circular economy, then we can earn money and buy gold, okay? Okay, thank you for funny. Thank you for your joking. Okay, so just now I mentioned we can have different kinds of paper pulp, some colored ones, some are white ones. So for colored paper pulp, we can use them to manufacture the cardboards, also the agri trees, coffee cup trees, and so on. For the white pulp, we can use them to make, to produce the writing paper and so on. Okay, so that is the paper pulp use. And for the plastic film use, I mentioned it can be melted and processed into plastic pellets. And the pellets will be served as the raw materials in many industries. So for manufacturing the plastic-related products in our daily life, and also, make the plastic inside with other material together to make new products. Okay, so no matter the paper pulp or the plastic, films, they also can be reused and realize the circular economy. Okay, so that's all for the introduction of a single machine. So maybe you also have some other questions about the whole recycling line. So please feel free to let us know. And let me check. So maybe you want to ask us a lot of more questions. It doesn't matter. So you can leave a message to us, and our sales manager will reply to you as soon as possible. Okay, everybody, that's all for today's introduction about our Tetra Pak recycling line. I hope during the demonstration and Esther's explanation, you already had a deep understanding of the whole line. But if you also have other questions, it doesn't matter. Okay, leave your comments here, and we will get back to you soon. Okay, we will get back to you soon. Sorry. So if you have more questions, so let us know. Feel free to let us know. So as you know, more and more governments realize the recycling importance in our business range, and some manufacturers also want to find the recycling machines for his own business. So if you have the same situation, don't worry, just let us know. Sunny Group, Kernel Recycle Sunny Group are ready here to provide you with the further support with our advanced solution, not only for the paper plastic separation machine, but also for the e-waste and the solid waste such as the solar panel recycling machines, lithium batteries, PCB, and so on. Please find us. We are pleased to provide with you the further supports. Okay, everybody, that's all for today's demonstration. And thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.